to do it. He's now a dual main of Falco and Wolf. He started the game mostly with the Wolf. But this tournament, he said, you know what? I've got a Falco bracket, and I'm just going to stick it out with this character for the most part. We'll see. Maybe EKING can force him over to the Wolf, but I got to say, I don't like Pac-Man against any of the three Spacies, but especially Falco.
No, definitely not Falco as well. And we did see that Larry actually took out one of our Puerto Rican players in Kindred with a 3-0. The word that he used to describe playing against Larry is oppressive. And that is exactly what we're seeing in the beginning of the first game. The Reflector, going to be the name of the game, especially versus Pac-Man. 83% onto EKING and not a single percent onto Larry.
Yeah, if you want to talk about oppressive, a frame one Reflector that he literally kicks forward at you, that is going to oppress a character like Pac-Man. So reliant on his Hydrant, on his projectile game, and even his normals, there's no shot you're outranging Falco's Reflector with that. So there's several uses for that move in this matchup. I feel like Larry can just stick to the game plan and do really well. Then if EKING gets too close for comfort, it's just up tilt to whatever the hell you want.
And he really knows what percentages he needs to do actually to get the Hydrant, as we saw, actually forward tilt into down tilt to make sure that the Hydrant is actually floating into his favor. So 138% now onto EKING, 57 only onto Larry, as we're seeing the spike actually coming out. So not only does he know how to play against Pac-Man, but he also knows when the active hitboxes of the side special are going to be in for EKING, so he just actually goes for it.
Yeah, you got to intercept him before he eats the pellet, otherwise he gets super armor. Becomes a lot scarier to edgeguard that. And edgeguarding Pac-Man is scary in the first place, but Larry, such a seasoned veteran, he's played this matchup before, even against a character that's kind of rare like Pac-Man. He knows what he's doing.
The advantage has been quite marked. So seeing the up throw back air actually for 93%. And again, just corner play by Larry. Just maintaining that stage control all the time.
Fighting Larry feels like playing a Street Fighter match sometimes. Yeah. He's just so good fundamentally. He knows how to play positional advantage. Like you said, the corner pressure is crazy from this guy, but EKING is going to find his way out into the center stage. Wow, the shrinkage of the hurt box on that back air landing lag. You were talking about it with Peach's Bear before. That goes double for moves like Falco's Bear, and it's going to be an up smash out of shield, putting Larry at a significant 2-stock advantage here.
What do you think is the difference between levels of top level play when you go to North America? Because for the longest time, I've always felt like American players actually play faster than what we do, and that was the main difference. But Larry doesn't play fast. He actually plays with the spacing in a ridiculous way. What is the difference in between the two?
I feel like it's always going to come down to the individual playstyle, right? And I think Larry and Sonics can be compared in a lot of ways, where it's like they're not playing necessarily fast from afar, but once they open you up, they know exactly what they got to do to just run that process. Use the same exact punishes that they know will work in all these situations, and then that's when they go to like blindingly high APM. Well, maybe not too crazy, because it's still ultimate at the end of the day, but that's when the APM doubles or triples once they get that hit, and it just feels like being in training mode for these guys.
Yeah, it feels like a perfection of the bait and punish.
Yes, exactly.
Actually going in and out and recognizing, because again, these are players that have been grinding the game, but some just have been grinding it more than others, and the experiences that they have throughout the brackets actually makes quite a difference as well. So there are quite a few things that they've seen time and time again, so they know what works in a certain situation. Maybe that's the difference. We just need to get some more experience and work on that bait and punish game as we're going into game 2. Larry Lurr looking and making it quite easy versus the #1 player in Puerto Rico.
I gotta say, I think you're exactly right. It is the type of experience you have and being used to what you're seeing and immediately shifting into punish mode. The old saying is, perfect practice makes perfect, not practice makes perfect, right? Because you could play for 10,000 hours, but if you're playing against a lower level of gameplay, it's not going to be the same track of improvement. So Larry just having access to, you know, all these very strong players and various matchups and stuff, he has seen a whole bunch of this stuff before, and he knows exactly how to respond to it. EKING might be lacking in that department, although obviously his work ethic can't be questioned. Still he is the best player in his country, right? But I think Sonics versus like the rest of the Dominican players, with how much experience they've had in the US, for example, that goes a long way. But EKING saying, you know what, forget about all of that. I'm taking the first stock here, putting Puerto Rico on the board. And how long can he push this lead is the question. Falco, one of those characters that is really good with the lead and also has some comeback potential.
He can't be afraid to box versus Larry. That's the #1 thing, but how he got the stock was actually super impressive. He baited out the down special and actually got the bell just above the reflector, as we've seen the up smash actually coming in by Larry. So he's actually going to have to play with a lot of fair tech chases, which is one of his main tools and one of the things that he actually likes to go for as well. And the hydrant play, while he needs it to some extent, I would like to see less of it, because it's just going to be another option that Larry is going to have at his disposal.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like Hydrant's such a core part of this character's game plan, though. Playing without it almost feels like playing a different character from Pac-Man, and a much worse one at that. But that said, EKING doing just fine so far, tacking on some strings of his own. Pac-Man very, very good up close, in addition to having some of the best zoning in the game. And there we go! Does he get the chase? No, just barely off the mark.
Actually trying to get something cheeky onto Larry Lurr, trying to get to those EMG highlights that we used to have, the top plays of the week.
Hey, we're trying to bring those back, man.
Please do, because those were amazing. We're seeing the reflectors onto the hydrant and onto the bell too, so the bell is going to disappear this time. 57% after that. EKING actually gets a miss input and is not able to recover.
Oh, he's still within striking distance, though, Chopper. This is very possible for him. Okay, finally gets the Hydrant out. Larry chipping away at it with lasers. He's going to make the damage value slightly different, which might throw off EKING's game plan just a little bit. But
Yeah,
no. Oh, it just doesn't come into play at all. Just disappeared over time.
111% onto Larry Lurr. Only 14% of extra credit actually going to go for the edge guard situation. Manages to recover with that Falcon Phantasm. Gonna throw the line right out to the outside. Falcon Phantasm this time, but it's gonna be actually landing on the level instead of grabbing the ledge.
Wow, just that singular hit of the forward air, clipping EKING. Throws off his punish. He was probably looking for another back throw. Now we're seeing him just slowly drift to the floor. Wow, that time the reflector actually catching the vertical toss of the bell. I was gonna say that's a really useful tool for EKING to keep in mind based on the way that he found it on the first stock, but no way, the neutral air is still alive. One of the best recoveries in the entire game here.
So trying to go for the nair for the edge guard situation one more time. 100% now to the 155. Not quite going to get that two frame on that angled forward tilt by EKING. And just going to reflect again. And it's going to be a problem, especially. You're going to have to go to the outside, my man. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult for you. Nevertheless, the last hit of that down air is going to seal that stock. A little bit of a combat factor, but we've seen EKING pull these out before. Let's see if we can do it again.
Okay, missing the tech on that forward air. So huge for EKING. Able to push Larry to the corner, but no, it's just going to be a directional air dodge to the center stage. Kind of a panicked option right there from Larry, which is very rare. But I have a feeling EKING just respected him too much in that instance, and Larry knew that. He's like, there's no way you're going to expect me to take a scrubby option like air dodge to the platform. It's so greedy. It's so rewarding for me to get out of this bad spot like that. But sometimes that's exactly what can cost you a match. When you think your opponent is too good to do a certain thing, and thus you don't cover it, sometimes you got to sense that fear in them. And EKING maybe could have pushed that advantage state a little further, but either way, we're going to see Larry go up 2-0 here, one away for making it into the winner's side top 8.
And while this was a loss for EKING, I feel like it was a little bit of a moral victory. He was having the control of the majority of the game, but he made one mistake and it actually cost him the game in the first place. Going into Game 3, the mental fortitude of EKING is going to be in question now to see if he can do enough to actually box his way into at least the victory or at least the Game 5.
Yeah, this has been all up close and personal this entire Game 3 so far. Again, Pac-Man, some of the strongest boxing out there, but Falco has the same thing, right? So you got to be very careful, especially considering how much reward on hit you get off one up tilt, off one grab as Falco. EKING feeling the pain from that right now, but he's still keeping it very close.
Reflector's name of the game. Gonna put and rack up that damage. First time the Hydrant actually hits with no reflector this time. So EKING has been finding those options and actually finding the routes in between what Larry is doing to get that offense going.
Oh no, turned the wrong way for the grab. The up smash, not enough to kill though. We see Larry have to work a little bit harder to take EKING out here. Oh, okay, there it is. Shield grab on the Phantasm. Back throw, not quite enough either. The Sparks, I feel like that was a huge lie on the part of the game. And look at that, punishes the Phantasm with the key. And we've got EKING yet again going up the first stock of this game. Did the same thing last time, but Larry was able to make a swift comeback.
One of the recoveries that he really likes to do, but he's actually going to try to go for the trampoline. Not quite going to get the edge guard situation.
Oh, are you dead?
Send him downward!
Yes, and EKING lives to tell the tale. Again, one of the best recoveries in the game on the part of Pac-Man. Larry having to try once again to finish this stock off. I think we're going to a fourth game, bare minimum here, Chopper. EKING really showing what he's got.
So far, so good. Actually waiting the up smash that time He has been recognizing that he's holding the shield a little less time than usual, and Larry is actually anticipating whenever he's throwing out a hitbox. The Falco Phantasm into the up air is going to be enough to take that first stock from EKING, but we've seen EKING actually make comebacks. Larry Lurr is no stranger to that either.
All right, he's got to take 2 stocks with his 1 right now. Larry Lurr facing some unpredictable odds. Obviously the favorite to take this by way of seeding, but again, EKING, #1 in his country for a reason. Let's see what he's able to do against one of the world's best for so many years. I feel like this game is probably close to being closed out. As long as he's able to get something off this ledge trap or just enough damage, enough extra credit to just tap it in when he gets knocked to his last stock, then he's looking really good. Wow, pummeled and Hydran away too? So smart.
It was brilliant by EKING as well. 111% onto Larry Lurr, and he gets those combinations just racking up to 79, now 80%. What is EKING going to do to seal this? Most of his projectile setups are not going to work if Larry Lurr is paying attention to them. He also knows now that the laser is not going to damage the fruits. They're not going to disappear just because he throws them out. And the Nair is going to be enough to take it. 126% of extra credit is quite a surmountable lead. But again, this is Larry Lurr we're talking about. He's one of the best for a reason.
Yeah, I feel like if EKING just loses sight of the goal and gets a little bit impatient, we could see him dropping this one, but it's pretty unlikely. Looking for the forward tilt 2-frame. I mean, Falco does have that crazy on-hit game. Larry gets one good opening up throw or up tilt, most notably. That's how he's going to find this one, but no, instead the apple just dribbling through the lasers, finding its way to Falco slowly but surely, and EKING puts himself on the board.
It did bounce a couple of times, but we had seen it beforehand. Those lasers are not going to be enough to take away those fruits. Those fruits beat Samus' charge shot. Larry Lurr needs to start recognizing that and start using a lot more of those reflectors whenever he sees the EKING's offense actually throwing them out. Because items, at least item priority in this game has actually increased from recent games, if I'm not mistaken, right? Item priority has actually skyrocketed, and it's been one of the best in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's very strange and unique how a lot of the projectiles will interact with each other in this game. I couldn't tell you a specific rule of thumb, but yeah, I do know for sure that the bonus fruits don't interact with lasers like that.
So he's setting up for game number 4. You well predicted, Max. We're going into that game 4. Battlefield's going to be the name of the game for this time. What do you think of this counter pick?
I think this is an amazing stage for Falco. Obviously, the platforms will extend your combos so much, pressuring with up tilt and up air from underneath. That's combo starters and some offense getting on the board for Larry, right? So I think that's a great pick for him. That said, we were talking about how projectile characters can do really well here too. They have a little house to hide underneath, put your projectiles out horizontally, and cover the jump in.
Differential of only about 18% now, 94 onto Falco. Seeing the belt actually come out, just gonna rack up the damage. I believe that should have been a back air. Maybe a little bit of a misinput by EKING. Feeling a little bit of the pressure as well. This game 4 situation versus Larry Lurr, not exactly a walk in the park either.
Even still, there's no way for him to kill off a projectile or a bell that high up in the air. So EKING probably not too upset about that one. That said, it is so even at this point. Only a 4% lead for Larry. He's going to shoot the Hydran away, try to get EKING off the ledge. He does, but still no clean hits from either of these players. It's just been a lot of chip damage for the last 20, 30 seconds.
That's a great difference that we're seeing in between the two, Max, from the previous sets that we've had on. So Fatality versus Omar, they were not afraid to throw out the haymakers. This game 4 feels a lot more like a round where the boxers are actually trying to feel themselves out with little jabs. Exactly. And eventually trying to get that haymaker, barely getting that stock with that up air.
Great DI on the part of EKING too. Sometimes it can be tricky to DI those vertical knockback moves when you're that high up in the air. But no, he's just holding away properly. And now the next good hit, the next haymaker is going to close it. It's EKING who finds the back air in the corner. All right, Larry has to find a way to even the stocks here. Oh my God, the Hydra disappearing just in time. But forward air will close the deal as well. All right, here it is. A Smash 4 match. 2 fresh stocks for each of these guys. No extra credit in sight.
Boxing match one more time. And the jabs for Pac-Man are going to be the forward airs. And this is going to set up the tech chases. Now Larry actually going for get-up attacks this time. Now, usually EKING is not prepared for those because most of the time you see neutral get-ups actually going roll-ins, roll-outs. So good recognition onto Larry one more time, and actually seeing the roll-in that time. So fairs, are going to be the name of the game for EKING as he continues to box with the Falco.
Oh my god, and these battlefield platforms actually working out so well for EKING. This was Larry's counter pick, keep in mind. He's using the terrain to his advantage. Those tech chases a lot easier to land when your opponent has such limited room to move horizontally off the ground.
Now, he needs to be careful, especially when trying to give up the stage control too. Actually went a little too deep on the left side that time. While Falco can be oppressive in trying to maintain that set stage control, it could be difficult for him to actually come back. Nevertheless, it just feels like a grounded game for Pac-Man is actually exactly what Dr. ordered.
Oh, backing up just enough to punish the Phantasm. EKING looking in full control of this match here. Just can't get opened up by any of those juicy starters for Larry. Again, up throw and up tilt. If you can avoid those, that's his win condition. Hold on though, Phantasm, also another way to start some combos. Larry gonna get a bit of damage, play the advantage state, play the sledge trap. He's backing off, maybe anticipating a roll. He's done such a good job of planking the hydrant out on the way down. I even saw the top hitbox, a forward air do it, up tilt doing it right there, and the back air! All right, EKING, one stock away from pushing a fifth and final game here.
This is getting pretty serious, trying to force this game 5 right now. Falco with a little bit of a disadvantage, 83%, and Larry doesn't seem to be getting those combos as consistently as he was at the beginning. EKING doing a really good job of avoiding those combo setups with those up tilts or whatever other tools Falco has at his disposal.
Again, placing, oh wow, the grab was still active! Dude, what is going on? This is such a hard match.
Fair tech chase one more time. Hydrant is going to be in the field. 32% now onto Larry. A couple of down tilts are going to knock it away. 122%, and now it's EKING's turn to actually rack up some more extra credit. 44% onto the Falco. And missing the laser that time. Pivotal, if you will, at 132%. Now this is the Spacey's problem when it comes to high percents, Max. If you don't have those combos going, what are you going to get? If it's not a straight hit, how are you going to kill?
It is very tough to close out stocks without combos. I agree. We'll see if EKING can keep this chip damage coming. Even if he does get taken to his last stock, he's already created such a good start for himself. DI's down to avoid the laser on back throw. I like that. That's how he kept himself alive right there. Okay, just the 2 bounce to get back. Oh, and he avoids the down air as well. EKING well on his way to pushing game 5.
And now the down tilt is the stray hit that Larry Lurr needed. And now we have a Pac-Man that is in 0%. Pivotal for Larry is definitely going to be to get that damage in, but EKING is not letting up.
Oh, and I love these angle down forward tilts he's been going for, looking for 2 frames, looking to stuff out sloppy double jumps. Larry actually gave him one right there, but just by the nick, in the nick of time, was able to land on the stage with the nair.
Just a couple of up airs, and I'm a little bit quiet because I'm nervous as hell.
I totally feel you, man, especially being from Puerto Rico yourself. You want to see EKING do this. You want to see him go the distance.
We're seeing rolls out the wazoo by EKING. A couple of up airs. Oh no, the up air!
No way.
Oh, okay, good DI. Yeah. Good DI by EKING. 89%, but 141 is going to be the damage in. Dash attack.
Larry's
going to be a back there. Actually gets him! What?
The untechable side B. Larry has done such a good job at challenging EKING off stage. Only doing it in select moments where he knows it's going to work, but that time just messes it up in a crucial moment. Too much damage to tech that, and you know he probably was ready for it too, right? You see Pac-Man barreling toward you like that, you might go for your attack and just option select a tech in there just to be safe, but no, too high of percent, too much knockback, and we'll see how far EKING is able to take this dream comeback on the verge of a reverse 3-0 right now, and you can see he's looking a little bit exasperated, a little tired from this. Larry, he's been here before. He's had people take him to game 5, even when it looked like a sure win for himself. So he's used to this. But EKING, can we say the same? I don't know.
I saw Larry smiling as soon as he got hit by that. He knew it was going to be untuckable. This is it, Max.
It all comes down to this.
Yeah, in the cusp of a reverse sweep. Game 5 situation. We're going on to Battlefield again. Drag downs. We're trying to use that up special to actually get away, but it's not going to work versus Falco. 45% from first blood.
Oh, the jab into the neutral air, that ledge cancel courtesy of EKING's own hydrant. And he doesn't get the spike, but still keeping the pressure up.
Back air that time, gonna send him flying onto the left side. Side specials to recover. 107% now onto the Pac-Man. Up air not going to hit on the mark. 21% onto Falco. EKING needs to get some stuff going because Larry Lurr is starting to pressure.
We're seeing those percent windows for the up tilt into back air start to close. Just unable to land that. Could have finished off this game in a huge way, or sorry, this stock in a huge way if he had connected it. But yeah, EKING, now he knows he can escape with Hydrant. Oh, but Phantasm's still going to combo even in these late percents.
Yeah, you would think that maybe he would go for the back air that time. Just right in the corner of the stage. Maybe he didn't get the turnaround on time. Actually going for a combination this time for 65% after getting that paralyzed from the belt. And the fair is not going to hit on the mark. But again, we're seeing Larry on this game number 5 maintaining complete and total stage control. And EKING is just on the backside looking in.
No jump, and he punishes it. Oh, smash kills! EKING taking such a beating at the beginning of this match. Able to pull it back into his favor just barely. Oh no, and a huge combo potentially. No!
Actually trying to go from the outside that time. Moving away slowly but surely. Side specials is going to hit on the mark, but actually goes for the jump get up that time. The Nair on the Falco is going to take away that stock. 0% onto Pac-Man. Dangerous situation. Once again, combinations, name of the game. Drag down fairs. Actually missing the last hit of that second up air, only getting 20% that time.
And you gotta think, taking that first stock, such a huge moral victory for EKING. He was so down, like 170% down, but it's looking so good for him right now. Actually in the lead here against Larry. Oh no, doesn't get the cross up with the neutral air. That could be huge. No, he's able to shake his way out of that pressure immediately.
Oh, the grab is barely going to miss by Pac-Man as well, and the lasers are going to come out to rack up some more damage. Nair by Falco, getting to 50. Forward till this time around. Falco Phantasm is actually going to be mitigated by the jumping get-up.
Oh my God.
2 frames are going to be missing by EKING. It's pivotal for him to actually get those 122% onto the Falco. If Falco continues to rack up that damage, it's going to be pretty difficult for him to actually get some more percents later on because Rage is still in effect.
Wow, Larry with the crazy vertical chase. Of course, Falco has a massive double jump. Why would he use the spike too? Second time. Dunking him out of that side B. It's crazy.
Oh, the forwards onto the water actually pushes Falco in. EKING does not see that one coming. The Bell is going to try to get something going in a lead trap situation. 132% just racking up one more time. Larry Lurr looking pretty poised so far as Pac-Man continues to get damage. Now up to 76%. Oh, the fair is going to be enough. And in a Game 5 scenario, Larry Lurr clutches it out. EKING being sent to loser side 3-2.
That was such an insane set, man. Going all the way to Game 5. Even Game 5 itself was crazy. We saw EKING down so much at the beginning of the match, able to push it back into his favor, but then Larry, after that edge guard on the second stock, he just looked